Hello, students. How are you? I hope all of you are doing well. I'm just Kaur. Today, we are going to start with the next unit of psychology, that is body mind relationship. In this unit, we will be discussing about body mind relationship, modulation process in health and sickness. Then we will be discussing upon genetics and behavior. That means what is the role of heredity and environment. Then brain and behavior. In this topic we are going to discuss upon nervous system, neurons and synapse. Then association, cortex, right and left hemispheres, psychology of sensations, muscular and glandular control of behavior, nature of the behavior of an organism or integrated response. In today's class, we will be discussing upon body-mind relationship and introduction. As a student or a professional nurse, all of us must be well interested in knowing that what is the relationship of body and mind, because sometime during our clinical experience, when we are working in the hospital setting, sometime it may be that we can face such kind of uh, patients in our surroundings, that sometime a patient who is not having any kind of particular physical disease condition, but continuously the person is complaining any kind of pain in his body, or it may be that he is not having any kind of problem, but the person is continuously complaining that I am in stress. So that means on the basis of such cases, it is very difficult for us how to find out the actual cause of their problem. So, to understand the relationship with deep understanding, we need to understand its relationship with each other. That means it is very important that we must understand that what is the relationship of body with mind. That means how body is connected with the mind and mind is connected with the body. Before we are going to talk about this body mind relationship, we need to understand individually about body and its functions and mind and its function. So let's discuss upon body and its functions. When we were young, means when we were studying in the school, at that time all of us have studied that our body is composed of four main elements, that are head, trunk, hands and feet. And we have also discussed about this thing that all of us have five sense organs like eyes, ear, nose, tongue and skin. And it also has five organs of actions like feet for locomotion, hands for dexterity, rectum for excretion, genitals for reproduction and mouth for speech. And we also have a number of organs, their functioning systems and its proper functioning, like respiratory system, blood circular system, digestive system, endocrine system, glandular system, skeletal system, nervous system. And uh, if I'll say that the most important thing about a normal human being is that if all these functions, all these elements, all these sensory organs, systems are functioning properly, then our whole body and mind, they are going to function in a well manner. That means our all functions and behaviors are guided through the functioning of the body. Now, let's talk about mind and its functions. Actually, mind is not a reality. We are using this mind term just as a hypothetical construct so that we can describe certain functions of the body and in that particularly about our brain like nervous system. We should not confused mind with our brain and nervous system, because mind is associated with various, or you can say different, mental activities like thinking, uh, attention, perception, reasoning, memory, judging, observing, knowing, etc. Now, the association of mind with the various mental processes does not mean that mind is a separate thing or separate organ of the body that is responsible for carrying out these mental activity. Actually, our mental processes and activities, they themselves represents the entity and functions of our mind. In simple terms, if I am going to explain you this thing, mind is not a real word. We are using mind word just to explain certain functions of our brain like nervous system. If I am going, I just want to tell you something. I cannot say that, my nervous system is telling you this thing. This is my sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, and in there this thing is saying this thing. No, if I want to simply say that yes, this is what my nervous system is right now explaining the thing, so just to simplify that meaning, mind term was used. So the functioning of our mind improves the with the growing age. That means initially mind is just like when we were child, it does not grown up, but the slowly and gradually when we are growing side by side, the functioning of our mind is also improving, and that mainly depend upon when we enter from one stage to the another. There are certain levels or functions of the mind. Mind has three levels: conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. When we talk about the conscious mind, it can be defined as the complete aware state of the mind. Complete aware state means right now, if I am talking to you and you are listening to me, that simply means that I am aware about my surroundings. So, that kind of mind is called as conscious mind. Second mind is called as subconscious mind. Subconscious mind can be defined as partially aware state of the mind. Means right now I am not aware about this mind, but if I am going to put some pressure over my mind, then I will become aware about that thing. For example, if I'll ask this question right now, you are listening to me and I am talking to you. This is our conscious mind. If I'll ask one question from you, that what you did yesterday, what you had in your dinner yesterday, what were you doing at that is at this time yesterday night. So that means now, right now you are in the consciousness, but for few seconds you will go to the past, you will try to recall that thing what you did yesterday, and then accordingly, if you are able to recall that thing, you are going to give me the answers. So that means here from conscious you go to subconscious, then again come back to the conscious mind. That's why this is called as the partially aware state of the mind. Then the third mind is unconscious mind. Unconscious mind is complete unaware state of the mind. Means it is that state about which I am not aware, and I also don't want to be aware. Why? Because in the unconscious mind, we are simply putting that stuff that I don't want to recall. Means the painful experiences, the bad memories. I don't want to keep all these things with me in each moment, because every time if I am going to recall the bad moments or the bad memories, they are going to give me the pain. And nobody wants pain, every person wants to be happy. So that is why we just simply push the stuff to the unconscious mind. And sometime when we are not rehearsing something again and again, that material also goes to the unconscious mind. Simply, unconscious mind is defined as completely unaware state of the mind. Now, after understanding about the body and body functions and the mind functions, it's a time to talk about body mind relationship. As all of us are aware now that psychology is defined as the scientific study of human and animal behavior. So, if I want to study the human behavior, for that we need to develop a deep understanding for physiological and anatomical base, that how your body and your mind is uh, connected deeply with each other, and how your body functions, how your mind functions. So we need to understand that we have already covered the functions of the body and the function of the mind, that if our systems each and everything is working properly, our body is going to be function well. Same thing if our mind, like conscious, subconscious, unconscious, if there is everything is going fine, then means mind is also going to function in a proper way. So now, to demonstrate this body and mind relationship, we are going to focus upon some main points, like body and mind are inseparable. So we need to understand this thing, that we cannot separate body from the mind and mind from the body. They actually act on each other, means if there is something here, body is going to react. If there is something in the body, our mind is going to react. And their interaction is responsible for the modulation process in health and sickness. So if in whatever way they are going to interact, if body and mind both are going in a balanced way, then we are going to become a healthy person. On the other hand, if something happens in our body or mind, then it is going to affect each other. Basically, if there is something that is happening in our body, it is going to affect our mind, then definitely we are going to become ill. That means we are leading a life of unhealthy person. So that means their interaction is responsible for the modulation process. Now, uh, previously it was held by the thinkers that mind and body are two separate independent entities running parallel to each other. Means basically in the ancient time or in the earlier time, people were believing that these are two separate, but so mind was regarded something different from body. They were thinking like mind is something that is different, that is not the part of the body. So but that is why they were just simply, they are just running parallel to each other. This is the reason they were thinking like mind is separate and body is separate. But now, uh, by the psychologist, it has been properly accepted that body and mind does not accept it as two separate entities. As mind is not a reality, we have already covered this thing, that it is a hypothetical concept construct that is going to help us to understand the different mental processes. That means when our brain or the nervous system acts at different levels, then if we I want to understand my brain and nervous system, how this is going to uh, work or perform, then we are going to use the term mind over here. And even we cannot imagine the existence of our mind without the existence of our body. What is the reason? See, when we study the body, we study in the body like our digestive system, our cardiovascular system, we study about the nervous system also. So that means brain nervous system is the part of this body. To explain the functioning of this nervous system or the brain, I use the simply to simplify that I am using the term mind. So that means then how can we say even that these are two? This is basically one. I'm just using the word just to simplify the functioning of my nervous system, that this is the mind. So we should always take mind and body as a single entity, quite inseparable from each other. Means we cannot separate these two. So now in this we are going to discuss about how your body and mind act on each other. Effects of body on your mind. Here we are going to discuss some examples to show if something happens in your body, how that is going to affect your mind. For example, rise in blood pressure leads to mental excitement. Means if there is something that is going in your body, how that thing is going to affect your mind. If your blood pressure is going to increase, that is going to increase your mental excitement. Means you can feel anger. Means you can feel like there is something that is going in your mind. Same, fatigue retards intellectual activity. If you are physically tired, then it is going to reduce your intellectual functioning. That means then you will not be able to concentrate on the things if your body is tired. Sudden emotion cause mental imbalance. If, for example, suddenly you see the death of someone or there is an accident, that immediately can create mental imbalance. You means it will be very difficult for a person to balance himself in a proper way, that is mentally imbalance हो जाएगा वो. Then constipation makes people irritable. If a person who is suffering from constipation, then definitely this person can feel irritability in his behavior. Indigestion makes people gloomy. Hypothyroidism leads to excitement, and hyperthyroidism leads to excitement, sorry, and hypothyroidism cause lethargy. Bad throat and septic tonsils can reduce concentration. So these are some of the examples that are clearly showing that the effects of body on your mind. Means if something is happening in your body, how that thing affects your mind. Now we are going to discuss some example that is for the effects of mind on your body. All physical and motor activities begin by the motivation in the mind. Means if internally you are motivated enough, means your mind is motivated, then you it is going to increase your physical and motor activities. Negative emotions like fear, anger, jealousy produce illness. I have seen many people in my life, the people who are suffering from, like who are just having, most of the time they are having some negative feeling inside them, that may be the feeling of jealousy, anger, hatred, fear. I have seen that that these kind of people have some major illness. They make them very depressed, and even they have some problems, uh, like indigestion problem, their that affects their metabolic system, that affects their heart rates, that affects their blood pressure, that affects their even body temperature also. That means your feelings directly affects your body. Emotional conflicts lies at the root of peptic ulcers, coronary heart disease, blood pressure and neurosis. Some of the experiments or researches also have shown that If a person who is emotionally in conflicting situation, means because of some emotional situations he is not able to take a decision, then most of the time this person can suffer from any kind of peptic ulcer disease or CHD or blood pressure. It may be that increased blood pressure or decreased blood pressure. Deep thinking and concentration can cause physical fatigue. If a person who is a deep thinker, or who is having a high level of concentration, after some time he can feel like that he is just like not able to work more, because he start feeling tiredness in his body. The mental state related to the repressed feeling of hostility, anger, depression, or anxiety may adversely affect the functioning of the body system, giving birth to the problem related to the hypertension, diabetes, and other disease. So basically, all the negative emotions, that if XYZ person is having some kind of negative emotions in his or her mind, that start affecting the functioning of the body also, that means the person starts suffering from high blood pressure or low blood pressure, diabetes, then some of the other physical disease conditions. There's one disease called like skin diseases. If XYZ person is having some kind of suppression in his or her life, then yes, that person may start suffering from some kind of skin disease like eczema or cirrhosis like. And if you are going to go for a medical test, there will be no you can say findings, but yes, the person is continuously suffering from such kind of skin diseases, just because he's having lots of repression or suppression in his life, and he's not able to express himself in a better way. Due to that conditions, the person may start suffering from some of the bodily disease conditions. So all these research shows that yes, there is a positive as well as negative connections between your body and mind. Same thing we can take in the positive also, like yes, if your mind is healthy, then definitely it is going to affect your body in a positive way. Means if you are just continuously working on your mind, you are just you are doing your breathing exercise properly, you are cleaning your slate every day, that is your mental slate, then definitely your body will feel more energetic, you'll feel more positive, and overall the functioning from your body and mind, you can take advantage from that, you can engage yourself in positive activities. So basically, if I'm going to conclude this topic, then yes, there is a very deep connection between your body and mind. Psychology studies human behavior, which involves both body and mind. They are interrelated and interact upon each other. Mental functions and physical states affects each other. Body and the mind are two aspects of the living, dynamic and adjusting. Mind is regarded as a function of the body. It does not exist apart from the body. It is the total of various mental processes such as observing, thinking, reasoning, feeling, imagining, remembering, etc. So, overall, if I'll say about this body mind relationship, I hope in this topic, let me just conclude this topic. In this body mind relationship topic, first of all, we covered that uh, what is the meaning of body and the different functions of the body, mind and its functions. Then we talked about that what is the correlation between body and mind. Then we also discussed about some of the examples to understand it in more way, that how your body affects your mind and how your mind affects your body. Overall, we just discussed about that how body mind relationship, its modulation processes in health and sickness, means in a positive way as well as in the negative way. So this is all about body mind relationship. I hope it is understood now. In the next class we are going to talk about the next topic. Till then, take care. Bye bye.